Hello and welcome to the 100 Podcast. I'm Dan, your mountain man, and today I'm giving you my very first off-the-cuff reactions to Season 5, Episode 11, The Dark Year. Man, this was a big one. We've been waiting for this for a long time. Anybody who's been following the episode titles and stuff they released ahead of time knew this was coming. It's like all this build-up to The Dark Year. What really happened there? We had all this ominous talk and you know, it was fun hearing about the Dark Year. At the same time, it was like, the Dark Year, a little bit over the top, but I was still indefinitely intrigued. The question is, did it live up to the hype? Was it shocking? Was it crazy? And my answer is kinda a little, so it was okay. I liked it. I think it's a good episode. I don't think that it was like crazy shocking. It was like creepy and scary. And I think the scene where Octavia goes around shooting everybody, super intense scene. And I really liked the scene. And it was really well done and really got you like, oh. But it didn't, I don't know why. It's like, I like the scene. So I don't know why I'm like, I think it's just because of how much build-up we gave this. Then I'm like, yeah, that was good. I think it was partially that seeing this episode title, I was kind of hoping for like a full episode with like a lot of intense in the character's head sort of stuff. And really it just amounted to a few scenes. And that wasn't quite enough to really get me as much as I wanted it to. That being said, again, I think that Octavia had a great performance. I think that was scary. I think it got me to sympathize with her and with Abby more than I expected to, and they had a tall order given everything that's been happening the last few weeks. And so my question is to you as an audience member is, how did you feel coming away? Did it do its job for you? Did it make you go, okay, you know, as much as Octavia's done, I get it. She's not evil or whatever, she's just broken by this awful stuff she had to do. Did it redeem any of the Abby storyline for you? Did you already like the storyline? Where are you coming at in all of this? Just because I'm interested. For me, I think this episode helped Abby more than it helped Octavia. It certainly added interest to Octavia as a person and as a character, but it doesn't excuse anything to me. And even just her doing that already, like even if she was like forced into it, it was just so hard to watch and felt so evil that I was like, oh, so you were a villain even back then. And it's like, you're a villain with circumstance, and maybe there are no heroes or whatever, but it's like, man, it's hard for me to get on board no matter what. She was just so cutthroat. And it's funny because obviously I've praised people like Clark in the past for doing what needs to be done and being harsh, and like obviously Maddie makes the comparison between that and Mount Weather, and I'm like, yeah, but I guess it's just something but actually seeing someone go around and shoot person one by one because they won't be a cannibal. It's just, it's hard to not see that person as the devil, as Cain does. So it's just an interesting thing about what, again, this show is always about what can you accept as a viewer, what can't you accept as a viewer, and what subjective morality, and everybody's different on these things. I do think that they explained Abby's addiction pretty well, and they think they referenced that she had been through this detox before, and then it seems sort of relapsed. I don't know if that's the right term. So that's definitely interesting, and it adds gravitas to the whole thing. And the whole big picture stuff of this episode is the fact that we're building up finally to this battle, and it isn't Octavia versus Diyoza as we once thought it would be. It's Octavia versus McCreary. But what it really ends up being is, you know, on one side we have Octavia, sure, and we have McCreary, sure. It's like, do I really care which of these people are in power? They're both awful. But it's really about Bellamy and Space Crew and Shaw and all that stuff on one side, and then on the other side we have Clark, Cain, and Diyoza by the end of the episode, and potentially Abby all over on the McCreary side. And so it reminds me of Game of Thrones at its best, when you're having a battle between two large groups, and it's larger than just any individual character, but it's such a well-written battle that you realize, oh, there's no one that I want to win necessarily, because there are people on both sides that I care about. And so it's really about, within this larger than life thing, what's going to happen to the individuals that I care about. And I'm not like rooting for like defeat the bad guy. I'm more just like rooting for like figure this out somehow. And so that's cool. I mean, it's definitely, you know, anything can happen. I definitely think we're leading into some big deaths here coming into the final 2 episodes. Let me know in the comments below who you think is going to live and die. Who do you think they're going to fake us out with? All that sort of stuff. I'm excited to really get into it. You know, this season has been a lot of build-up, and similar with the Dark Year, a lot of build-up, and now we have this potential payoff, and I hope it lives up to everything. The 100 finales have almost always been fantastic, and so I'm really looking forward to just getting in there. What else is going on? We had a lot of Echo and Shaw in this episode. I thought it was interesting that Echo sort of took the reins as sort of like a leader of the group, and her interactions with Bellamy and then the other side all sort of working together, and the different chessboards going, and then we have Diyoza come in and she flips the script at the very end. Very interesting stuff. I thought it was interesting, and I might have missed something here, that I was surprised by the fact that Diyoza was kind of sidelined here, and that it seems like Echo was in control because it was mostly just the defectors that were left. Now, I thought that Diyoza still had like half of the Eligius people with her. I don't know if most of them are supposed to be dead now because of McCreary, but that wasn't clear to me. I don't know if I missed something. Let me know. So her being sort of taken off the board in a weird way, as much as I thought it was cool to give Echo the spotlight, was kind of sad, but then her coming back at the end with Kane and getting that last punch in, I thought was great. And I wanted to just throw out that, like, seeing Echo in this episode, seeing her work and be smart and working with people, and leading in a way, I thought was great. And it adds to the fact that I am sad about what they did with her character, putting her with Bellamy, because it just added so much baggage and so much hate her way. And I think this could have really been her coming out party of this season, as far as like, I'm a great character, here's why. And instead she was marred by this thing all season long. And again, she's big ass candidate for being killed next week. So we'll see. I hope that they find a way to make it more interesting than that, personally, but we'll see. What else do I want to throw out there? Oh, Shaw and Raven had their big kiss, their romantic Shaw and Ravenness. What do you guys think about that? Because I'm not really feeling it. I don't hate it. It just feels out of place in this season. It feels like a little bit too season one-y, too soapy and cheesy and there to be there. And it just doesn't do a whole lot for me when I know Raven can be doing so much more. And it just, you know, for people who like it, go ahead, love it. I'm happy for you, but I just want more for that character. And Shaw isn't really doing it for me. So we'll see. Who knows? He might not last next episode either. If anything, maybe they're just building up this romance to make his death hurt more for both our characters and for us as viewers. We'll see. So those are my overall thoughts. I'm going to talk a lot more in the greater audio podcast that I'm going to do later this week with Olga. You can check that out at the100podcast.com, SoundCloud, Apple iTunes, Google Podcasts, all sorts of places. I'll leave a link down below when it's up. And follow us over on Twitter at the100podcast. I'll give you updates about that there, put up links and all that jazz. And please give me your comments. Let us know what you want us to talk about in the podcast, either down below or through email, the100pod@gmail.com, through the website, the100podcast.com, all that great stuff. Thank you guys so much for watching, and may we meet again.